Hi, everyone. Hi, Yasu.
Hello, can you see me well?
Very well, yes.
Oh, great. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly Fast Track Money YouTube live session with Financial Imagineer, Matt.
Hi, everyone.
For those who are here for the first time, I am Yasi. I'm behind the Fast Track podcast. Also, it's a content platform where you can find all the tips and tricks to help you to accelerate with your startup, to help you progress faster with your career, to help you accumulate more wealth, to equip you with smart money skills. And then by doing that, you can achieve your dream life. So that's why I bring all the experts from different areas coming here to share with you their experiences. And in this special Fast Track Money episodes, I'm bringing Financial Imagineer. So Financial Imagineer is a website and a blog where he shares his personal experiences and tips to help you Imagineer your life, right?
Correct, yes. So the Imagineer is from Disney, the idea. It's about whatever you imagine, you can engineer it, and you use money as a tool. So it's the Financial Imagineer, my blog. Check it out if you have time, and I'm looking forward to this session with you, Yasu.
So we have already had 8 sessions in the past for this Fast Track Money YouTube live series. And today we are still going to continue with the same money topics. And last time we talked about apartments like real estate and the automobile. And this time we're going to talk about real estate abroad. So not in your home country, but abroad. And Matthias, have you had experiences with investing abroad?
Yes, definitely. So I was lucky enough to join ISEC, a student organization, the world's largest student organization, back in 2004. It brought me to Taiwan. And before, maybe as a Swiss, being in Europe, the Swiss people, they have a very interesting rental market. So the rental market is not too much, people are not afraid of losing their homes like in other countries. So you don't have to buy if you want to have a stable place to stay. And in Asia, I learned that actually buying your home, your property, has a completely different kind of priority for many people. So after I went to Taiwan, I learned a lot about different mindsets across cultures. Check out Yasu's blog post on this topic on my blog as well. She wrote an awesome blog post about the different intercultural money mindsets, how things are approached differently. And of course, after joining ISEC in Taiwan, I got very interested in this real estate things, which I haven't been that much interested before. I was more looking at stocks and other investments before going abroad. So yes, ultimately I got myself in there, and we bought a home in Taiwan, and then later we bought a home in Singapore, and then we bought a home in Switzerland. So at the end, this one I understand what you have to think about if you want to consider to invest abroad, what is important to look at, what you have to be careful with, and so forth.
And for investors, why investing abroad could be a good option? What are the benefits and rewards?
One first thing is a lot of people have quite a large amount or quite a large chunk of their net worth tied up in real estate at home. So you have actually a bulk risk with your home. So if your country is not doing well, or if things change around there, you may be exposed to more risk that you want. Of course, you can say, if I live there, it's a different thing. But on the other side, like the Nomad Capitalist said it so well on your podcast. Check out Yasu's podcast with the Nomad Capitalist, also covering that topic. He said, the world is your buffet. Why you have to restrict yourself just to one market? You have more than 180 countries all over the world. And real estate is a very interesting asset class as such. So by going a little bit beyond your borders and seeing what else is out there, you may untap a lot more upside potential and a lot more interesting investment opportunities than just at home.
Yeah, in my interview, he also mentioned about a lot of the frontier markets, because in Western Europe, some developed markets, the market price has been rising in the past 10 years, so high for investors who really want to capture the profit. Frontier markets, it's something interesting to look at.
Exactly, yeah. So there has been a study, for instance, that said which ones are the largest cities by the end of this century. So we have about 80 years to go until the 2100 years start. And they say one of the largest cities probably will be in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. It might be bigger than 100 million people living there. And if you think of these dimensions, where else will you have such a tremendous growth? And if you want to invest in something, of course, growth is one of the main things you have to consider. So if you think of Switzerland, it's very stable, it's good, it's safe, right? But I don't think here we will have a lot of cities that will have 100 million people in 80 years, right? I cannot imagine that. China has different dynamics as well with the whole urbanization topic, right? People moving from the countryside to the cities, and there is another driver of growth. So each country is at a different stage, be it from population growth, be it from also like fertility rate, like how many babies do these people have? The net migration, do people move there or do they move away? How about job opportunities? Do you have a lot of job opportunities in a place? If not, then why should people buy property there? Are businesses going there to open their hubs? For instance, like Singapore is a very good example where a lot of companies, they want to set up a hub in Asia and they choose Singapore for that purpose. And then, of course, if you set up a hub, then people have to go there to work, and they will most likely have some people from abroad to come. So the whole thing will just help each other to perpetuate higher over time.
And besides,
and many more. Yep.
So besides looking at the job opportunities and also the growth of the city and the population, what are the other factors that investors should look at when they choose, which market to invest?
Well, I think it's hard to just say, okay, I'm gonna invest abroad now just because I hear this episode. It should be something. It should be something you are truly interested in. I mean, having real estate abroad is not such an easy thing. Like some people, they don't want to do it because you have to maintain it, right? You have to think about different tax regimes.
Yeah. Yes.
You have to think about soft topics like culture. If you are not aware about the cultural differences in certain places and you invest your money there, and suddenly you figure you cannot get along with people in that place, it's not good, right? So you will have a lot of issues. So you have to understand the law, the tax regimes, and so on. And then, so that's maybe more the soft things, right? And then the hard topics are more the things you can measure. There, maybe you can decide, yes, it's a good investment or not. But on the soft side, you should also feel comfortable with that place.
Yeah, indeed. And I really like what you're talking about the people, because when you have real estate property abroad, you were unlikely to manage yourself. So you really need a team on ground where you can where you can trust completely. And so they will handle the property for you for all the details.
Correct. Yeah. So let's say you want to rent out a place and you cannot travel there. If you don't have an agent stationed in front for you, then you may be screwed, right? You have to have people on the ground that you know and that you trust. And also this needs time. And but on the other side, you have these tremendous opportunities. I remember when we were young, a little apartment in Zurich in the downtown area would have cost like 1 million Swiss francs, right? And in Taiwan, you could buy a 4-bedroom flat for 200,000 Swiss francs.
Okay, so you can buy 5 in Taiwan. Yeah.
For the same amount, right? Of course, I don't live there. Maybe I go there sometimes, but it's just interesting, right? If you look at these proportions, and if I were to go to other places like Vietnam or maybe even cheaper countries, maybe Philippines. You can also look at all these places. You go down even more, and then you go maybe more in the South America, a little bit outside of. You have tremendous opportunities out there if you want to do real estate investing, and a home can be much cheaper somewhere else than where you live.
Yeah, and also the growth potentials can be much more promising than Western European countries, but of course comes with associated risks. So I want to ask you about risks. What are the potential risks about investing real estate abroad?
Okay. First thing is, so if you buy an ETF or you buy a share or something that is in your security account, you can buy it and you can sell it. And if you don't like the bank, you can even move it from one bank to another bank. If you don't like the country where your bank is, you can actually move the same mutual fund or ETF from one country to another country. It's movable, right? Mm-hmm. Real estate, you cannot do that. It's there. So if you have a problem with political instability, for instance, or let's say very interesting example is maybe some of the Southern European countries after the Euro crisis in 2011, they suddenly were out of cash. And where to take money from if the government needs money? You have all these rich foreigners owning property and real estate there. Of course, you're going to increase the tax on these holdings. So you are exposed that you cannot move your money or your wealth away in case it is required. So you are more stuck. But on the other side, you have something stable if you trust that. Look out for political situation, look out for balance deficits, look out for like how is the budget run of certain governments. But also look at how the country is planning for their own future. Mm-hmm. These are the things, because once something goes sour, another thing could be that the country could even restrict the money from being shifted around. Like some countries suddenly they close down the border, not for you to cross, but for your money to go out. Yeah. So if you're invested and they close the capital streams, or they say you can only take how much out, then you have the money there, but you cannot make anything out of it, right?
Yeah. So we talk about of course, there are so many like risks associated with investing abroad, but why there are so many people doing that? Because the potential gains are tremendous. So at least it's attractive enough to overweigh the risks, right? I want to ask you about for example, you mentioned in Taiwan, the price of a property costs only 1/5 as in Zurich. How about the growth potential?
Well, that was the 1/5 that was more than 10 years ago. In the meantime, it tripled. So the growth potential, you can look at many things. I usually, before I want to go deeper into looking at real estate, I like to see the plan of an area. You go to see the city plan. Does this city have a plan? Where will this area be 10 years from now? Will there be new metro systems, new highways, new whatever, anything that adds convenience and is like a development and a step forward will add value to your property. So it's a little bit like playing SimCity. Mm-hmm. And in some countries, they have very good plans. Like in Singapore, you can walk through like a 3D model of the city, and you see basically where will Singapore be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now. And depending on that, you can actually make a decision. And if you trust the government well enough to actually go through with these plans, it's awesome, right? And in Taiwan, we also saw the city plans there. We figured, there could be like a metro system ending very close to the place we bought. There could be the high-speed train station coming very close to where we bought. All these things. And so the opportunity can be large if the place is emerging or developing versus a place that is already developed. Because what else could happen at a very developed place? Not much, right? It's stable, yes, but there's not much more that can happen there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And also, on the other hand, I want to ask you...
Hey, hi, Sandra. Sandra, say hi.
Welcome to the live streaming, Sandra. My other question is about financing. So imagine real estate abroad in certain countries are very attractive. How a foreign investor can get finance from this country?
So that also depends. Like first, you have to bring some money inside the country. Certain banks, they allow you to get financing if you have sufficient funds there. So if you, I don't know, let's take an example. Your house is 1 million. You want to buy it. The original calculation is usually you bring 20% yourself, 80% the bank will give to you. But now, if you go abroad, it could be that because you're a foreigner, the bank maybe only give you 50%, or maybe they don't give you anything unless you have more securities. Maybe you need a guarantee. Maybe you need a pledge. You can have a pledge from a bank account offshore to say, yes, I do have that much money here. And you need to have like a credit line, a letter of undertaking or certain things. And that could also be an additional cost, but it could add convenience to your overall banking setup to actually unlock potential in other countries cross borders.
So for someone who bank with international bank, it's easier for the person to like get a credit line to finance a property abroad.
It's easier if you have certain bank account systems set up and that can interact with each other, because the banks, if you need financing, they usually want to see your salary slip. But if in that country you don't have a salary, based on what will they give you that much money, right? They can see the house as a security, but they always have to bear in mind, eventually they have to do a fire sale. They have to let go of that, right? And maybe at a discount, so the bank cannot lose money. That's their proposition. But if you have you have money in country one, and this bank gives a letter of credit or like a security to country B, and this bank there can accept it, there will be a cost involved in that. But actually, later you don't need to shift the money there. You can simply borrow in local currency. It will make it easier, much easier.
So actually, it's possible for individual investors to get financing when they invest real estate property abroad. So they do not have to constrain themselves as like, oh, I do not have a salary from this country, I cannot get a loan. But there are other ways to do it.
There are many other ways, but every country is different again. So there could be things like some countries, they like a mortgage insurance, that in case you cannot pay your payments, you need to have an insurance, right? So there's different ways how you can mitigate this downside for the banks, that in order for them to actually allow you to have the credit line on abroad.
Yeah, indeed. I guess for like average investors, when you think about investing abroad, the idea is very interesting. But the complicated part is like a financing and a tax. All this, the informations are not widely available on the internet. And of course, someone should not go to the internet and take the information to apply for yourself. So,
hey, we are on the internet, yes.
Yeah, but how can you like trust a Google search result for what's your tax situation, right?
Sure, of course.
So
do your own research.
How would you advise someone to where can they find the experts? Where to start?
Where to start? I mean, it depends where you want to buy something. And I believe the first place to go look for help is locally. Maybe you find at the embassy of your country, at whichever country you are, you may find some information there. Understand the laws. They will be able to help you. Like in some countries, foreigners are not allowed to buy real estate under their own name. In some countries, if you want to be a real estate holder, you have to have a company. You can set up an investment company, for instance, and it can get very complicated very quick. But in other countries, if you buy real estate, they don't just give you the real estate, but they may also give you a visa. So there are countries out there like Panama, you can get a retirement visa there, or Portugal, you get the golden visa if you buy a flat. which could be like an invitation for you. It could be actually that the government wants foreign investors to come. And then together with this apartment, you may unlock a lot of more opportunities. Like you can have tax freed up kind of setups for your retirement. There's a lot of possibilities why you want to buy real estate abroad. So a visa, for instance, in Portugal will give you a lot of freedom. Another visa in Panama, you only need to prove that you have $1,000 of monthly income every month from somewhere. And when you buy a house there, they give you the pensionado visa, which allows you to stay there. And you don't have to pay taxes on your investment income. So there could be a lot of things how you can plan retirement. You can also plan a multi-domicile lifestyle setup with that. Many things you can do. But there should be a purpose. So don't just say, "Oh yeah, I heard Matt and Yasu talk about real estate abroad. I'm going to buy now 5 flats in Portugal and that's it." No. You have to have a purpose, right? And you invest into something, so you diversify away. Be wise about that. Don't go all in. Understand it. If you do it for the first time, maybe start with a little bit less money. Mistakes will happen. Disappointments can happen. Learn from them, right? So don't overweigh your exposure too much at the beginning if you start out. Beware of the cultural difference, like I mentioned, and keep it legal. So another thing could be, right?
Make it bold. Keep it legal.
Yeah, keep it legal. This is very important. Keep it legal. In some countries where you're not allowed to buy, don't go and find your average Joe that say, "Yeah, trust me. I can buy it under my name, but actually it's yours." Don't do that, right? Because suddenly you don't find that guy anymore, and your money is gone, and the house belongs to whoever, right?
Yeah. When we talk about mistakes, oftentimes we refer to loss of money.
Yeah.
Or you spend much more time and energy on something that you could have done it like faster. So what are some of the neglected costs associated with investing real estate abroad that many people might not have thought about, since you have experience with it?
Well, one thing is the maintenance cost. That's something people see. Oh, you buy a house at X and probably the value should go up. But every year you need to pay maintenance. Maybe you need to fix something. The toilets break. The kitchen is old. You need to invest to fix the roof. The air conditions run out of anything, right? So all this. And this, you cannot only say, "Okay, I need to buy a new air condition." If you are not there, you need to have someone who can help you to install that. So all this could be like extra costs that you have to consider.
And also some of the costs that you cannot plan for it, right? Like recent incident where you have experienced.
Yes. So in our house, we had some problems with termites, and we had issues with humidity because suddenly all the people stay at home in a tropical country like Singapore. Everyone is running their air conditions, and somehow this led to increased humidity, and then the walls started to be more moldy than before. And that before was not the case. So we had to find new solutions for that.
Okay.
Another thing, of course, you have to also bear in mind is currency risk. I mean, Malaysia is a tremendous place where a lot of foreigners buy property, but also see how their currency is very, very volatile. So it may be even more important that you time the entry level for the currency right than when you buy your property.
Double risk.
Double risk, yeah. Unless you have financing. I mean, if you can have that, that's a very interesting point. Why I believe you should have banking financing in the local currency if that is possible, because you mitigate part of the risk.
When you say banking financing, what are you referring to?
Like a mortgage.
Oh, in local currency, not in your home currency.
Yes. Because otherwise you have the currency risk hanging there, right? So.
Yeah. Indeed. And how about like buying real estate property abroad and rent it out as Airbnb? What do you think about it?
That one, I also heard a lot of stories about it. I know some people who do it. I think it's very interesting, but you also need someone that you trust that is there to help you handle the things, because also things go broke. It gets dirty. You have to fix it. You have to pay for certain things. So it can be super interesting. I mean, if you have a flat somewhere, now let's take Bali, for example, or a place where a lot of these digital nomads go for a few weeks.
Bali, yes.
Yeah, Bali, right?
Yeah.
You go to Airbnb, you see this nice thing. Most important, oh, I need to have very good, very fast internet. I need to have air condition. I need to have this. If you are the one who knows how to do marketing, like you, Yase, you can actually promote a very nice flat in Bali. And because you do the marketing better than others, you can ask higher rates for renting out that house. But then if you are not in Bali yourself, you need to have your person on the ground that you trust and that will be there and help you, I don't know, renew the bed sheets, do
Clean
the things.
it,
Yeah, when things happen, you need to have someone there. But then it can be super interesting. If done right, the profitability level of that can be super interesting.
So that's what we mentioned in the 2 sessions before, that not that you're not only appreciating assets, but also the asset is generating cash flow for you.
Exactly. Yeah, one thing is you buy it, but then you're never there, you don't use it, and then maybe the house will. Real estate, for me, it's also interesting. What do you buy? I think you buy a piece of land or a place where somebody can stay in an economy. But if you are not using it, then the land itself will still be of value, but the house, the building, the walls, the roof, everything around it will slowly depreciate.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to consider that. And if you rent it out, it will maybe depreciate a little bit faster because it's used, but then at least it's giving you back some cash. And with that cash, you should be able to cover all the expenses that you occur, and you can let it appreciate otherwise. And if you have even a net cash flow positive investment there, even better.
Mm-hmm. So when we talk about the costs and operations, the key thing about having real estate property abroad is to find a team of professionals on ground that you can really, really trust to maintain it, to handle the rental or to handle the cleaning, whatever operations need to be done for you. And also to have like tax advice to advise you the tax implications, make it stay legal.
Yes, stay legal. Don't try anything fishy or shady.
Yeah. And it's quite an interesting topic for many investors, I guess, even for investors in, let's say, Asia as well. I know a lot of like my friend circle, they look into properties in Southeast Asia, out of Singapore, or Chinese investors look into properties even in Australia, New Zealand. Is nothing new. If some of the audience here, you want to learn more about activating your assets, and if you want to learn how to invest property abroad, then I would seriously advise you to check out our collaboration, this Fast Track Money course. And the beginner's course is already online on fasttrack.live/money course. There we are going to teach you basically everything from how to save smartly to how to make more money to how to invest. So all the tips and tricks that Matthias himself, let me blow you up. So all the tips and tricks that Matthias himself has been using on him over the last 20 years and help you achieve financial independence. So we package all together and teach you in a 6-week online course. So you do not have to make mistakes and take a longer route to achieve where you want to be. And
correct. And the online course is actually like this session. So we will be there. We will be live. So it's not just a recorded video. And if you have questions or comments, it will be similar like here. We can even talk with each other.
Yeah. I would say this is the benefit for the first few batch students, that you can really get more customized, like a personalized learning experience with Matthias. And then if you finish this, we are going to prepare a second level Fast Track Money course where we go more in depth about real estate abroad, about what else fancy investing strategy you can think about to have an overall setup for your personal situation. Like maybe you have multiple citizenships. Maybe you're looking into retiring way early than planned. Maybe you're looking into how to activate different assets that you already have, but you don't know how. So we can go more in depth in the second course. So for anyone who are not professional investors or not very experienced with this, I really recommend you to start with level 1 money course. So learning money skills is not just about learning how to invest, but also about your money mindset, your money habit, all the things involved in savings and earnings. And then we talk about investment, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it has to start with why you want to do something with your money. And if you understand the why, any how will be very easy. But if you don't have a why, the how will get very hard. And if you just run after numbers, money is infinite. You never stop counting. If you keep counting, the numbers go higher and higher and higher. And that's why I believe there are so many people out there, they never have enough money. Even you have 1 million, not enough. 2 million, not enough. You want to have 10 million, not enough. Even at higher levels, there are people that are never satisfied. So get your why right, and then anyhow will work out.
Yeah, one side is never know what's enough. On the other side is people don't know that it's achievable. For example, one typical example is 1 million. Like it's pretty achievable for most of the people. But a lot of people might think that, I might just buy lottery tickets every single time. I might have a higher chance to get a 1 million, but actually not. So it works on both sides. But learn about it and know how to activate your money, how to make money as a tool to make you live a better life. And that's as a life skill. So if you want to learn more, come to our weekly YouTube live session. We talk about different topics. And then book open webinar on Thursday. You can also find on Fast Track Money. So fasttrack.live/money course. So all the things in the description below. You can book webinar with us. We talk about net worth. We will have more.
Webinar is for free. The webinar is for free. Free webinar.
Yes, just to learn some key concepts about money. And then anything more in details and worksheet and exercise, we will give it out to the students in the course. Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed today's session. Last words?
Any questions? Any questions?
Oh, sorry, yeah, any questions?
I see Dan likes my hoodie. So this is new from my shop. So on my website, we have a merchandise shop opened, and you can find any kind of Financial Imagineer branded things. If you're interested in that, I shall be adding more different designs going forward.
You already have so many designs. He has products from babies to male to female to young people to all sizes.
Whatever you need, we got you covered. Yeah. Epic. Then
it's already the third time you are having a different wardrobe. I'm seeing that the fashion thing is coming.
Yes. There will be more coming this year. You will see a lot of new things here. It's going to be a great year. Thank you so much for watching. Yep.
If there's no more questions, then we see you guys next week.
Don't forget to follow Yase's podcast. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, and go check out our handles on Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe by email if you haven't done so. Thank you very much for your interest, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.